Welcome back to the archives. We're diving in and taking a look at another game. This game is from round 2 of the 2007 Northern Regional Championship, my second Scholastic tournament. In this round, I had the black pieces against Noah Goldstein, who was rated 986. This was a game in 30, and I had just lost my first over-the-board game ever, and I wasn't feeling great, but buckled down, and the game started e4, e5. And I faced the Roy Lopez for the first time over the board. And you can see that I was playing the modern theory of Berlin just by chance. And I quickly lost a pawn. Now, one option here could have been to capture with the d-pawn. We see that trick a lot, especially if the knight is not on c3 and bringing our queen up to d4. But here, I played the capture towards the center, and I lost the e-pawn. Not a huge deal. A lot of times you'll get pressure down the e-file, but at this point, it was because I followed it up with bishop e7 and the blunder d6, trying to get rid of that strong knight on e5, and unfortunately allowing a capture of another pawn. So we reach this position where I am now down 2 pawns. White has 2 pawns in the center, and my bishop doesn't have a real future. So not an easy position so far, and I was struggling. I was also struggling a little bit to decipher my notation from the game. It took me probably half hour, 45 minutes to figure out all of the mistakes that I made and work through it. And I backed the queen up so that my bishop could get out, and then I got forked. So not impressive so far. Lost that rook, but I got castled. I still have 2 bishops, a knight, a queen, and a rook, so definitely not time to resign, especially at the scholastic level. And the game proceeds. Keeping my queen safe. And here we see a common beginner mistake. I am down material right now, and I chose to trade a bishop for a knight, trading equal material. Maybe it's not even worth taking a rook with this bishop. Since I'm down so much material, I'm down a full rook plus pawns at this point. This bishop needs to go somewhere safe so that the game can continue. After bishop takes knight, I get one of the pawns back, but I'm still down that full rook. And fast forwarding through these moves a little bit quickly, I played the move h5, which I kind of like, trying to kick this knight. Also, maybe there's a chance of a kingside attack. It's my only hope at this point in the game. And he goes after my bishop, which I did not see apparently. This bishop needs to find safety, maybe going this way. But I did pin the knight to the queen. So now if knight takes bishop, rook takes queen, and if rook takes queen, I would be playing a queen versus 2 rooks and a knight, which, especially at this level, the queen would be very tricky, and I think I'd have pretty good chances. He did not fall for it. He offers a queen trade, and if I save my queen, I'm going to run into issues of losing this bishop. So I was forced to trade queens, and now the game is pretty simple, but I do want to show you the end because he does trap my bishop nicely with the move c4. And that's a move that can be tough to find, but when your opponent has a piece that gets offside, being able to trap it offsides is often game ending. Even if this rook wasn't on the board, my bishop is now fully out of the game. And we'll play out the last few moves. Had to give up the bishop, and we reach this position. At this point, my notation completely fell apart. In fact, I'll show you. Right? That's the ending of my notation, where I could no longer figure out what was going on, and that line represents where I finished the game, and everything below that were additional moves that maybe I got every other move. The color was switched, the move order was switched, I skipped lines, I wrote on the lines, and apparently it eventually ended with checkmate. So now I have lost the first round and the second round. I'm feeling pretty demoralized. The good news, though, is after round 2, there, I believe, was the pizza break. I believe that was after round 2. Maybe it's after round 3, so maybe I don't even have the pizza break yet. It's hard to remember 2007. I'll have to check back at the records. But after this game, I do have 2 more rounds in the tournament, and we will dive back into the archive for round 3 a little bit later. Hope you guys enjoyed, and good luck in your games.